We live in a time where everyone is constantly creating and storing data. Photos, videos, music, and documents can add up quickly, often resulting in hundreds of gigabytes stored on our devices. Most people either keep their data directly on their devices or use cloud services. But there's another storage option that many people don't even know about, and that's what today's video is about. Which is a better choice, the cloud or an ASUSTOR NAS? Regular viewers will know what a NAS is, but if you're new here, here's a quick explanation. A NAS is basically a small home server with storage drives that connects to your network. It lets you store your data in one central place, stream media, easily back up your data, and access your files from anywhere. In contrast, cloud services store your data on servers managed by providers like Google or Microsoft, keeping data away from your home. You pay a subscription fee for storage space, and just like an ASUSTOR NAS, can access your files from anywhere. Cost is often the most important requirement when looking for a storage solution. Cloud services almost always work on a subscription basis. You pay a subscription fee to rent storage from a company, and if you need more capacity, the costs can add up quickly. You don't own the storage hardware, and if you stop paying, you lose access to your data. An ASUSTOR NAS, on the other hand, comes with a higher upfront cost since you need to buy the device and the hard drives. But after that, it's yours. There are no monthly fees and no price hikes. Hard drive prices have also dropped over the years, lowering the cost of entry, and the amount of storage is customizable, making it easy to work within your budget. Let's compare NAS and cloud services. Using an ASUSTOR DriveStor 2 Lite with two 4TB hard drives in a RAID 1 setup, this comes to just under €100 or $115 US per terabyte of storage, including both NAS and hard drives. At less than 2 years, the entry-level model becomes more cost-effective than Google Drive, and with OneDrive, it pays for itself after approximately 17 months. If you need even more storage, the difference becomes even clearer. At 10 terabytes, cloud costs increase significantly, while prices for the NAS and hard drives increase at a much lower rate. Here we have the DriveStor 2 Lite with two 12TB drives in a RAID 1 setup, which brings the cost to under €50 per terabyte. This means the NAS pays for itself in about 6 months. For large amounts of data, an ASUSTOR NAS is significantly cheaper in the long run. Even with just 5 terabytes or more, a NAS often pays off within a few months. When it comes to data security, there are some key differences. Cloud providers use encryption and maintain redundant backups, storing your data across multiple servers so that nothing is lost even if one server fails. That sounds pretty secure, but there's a catch. You don't have full control. Your data is stored somewhere else in the world, and you have to trust the provider is maintaining good data protection practices. In the past, there have been documented cases of data misuse or negligence, and your data may not be safe if the company becomes insolvent. Your account can also be hacked. With a weak password or a successful phishing attack, a malicious party could suddenly gain access to all your data. An ASUSTOR NAS gives you full control since your data stays on your own system, and you decide who can access it. But with control comes responsibility. You have to manage your own backups and security measures. A NAS without proper protection can be vulnerable to ransomware or data loss from hardware failures. When it comes to availability, there isn't much of a difference. Cloud providers run massive data centers with multiple layers of security. Power outages or hardware failures aren't an issue because your data is spread across servers worldwide. As long as you have internet access, you can access your data at any time. But if your provider experiences an outage or your connection goes down, you're out of luck. A NAS, on the other hand, sits in your home and is always available, even when offline. With a stable network and a VPN service like Tailscale installed and set up, you can access your ASUSTOR NAS securely and data from almost anywhere. One big advantage of a NAS is its flexibility. It's not just a storage device. With a bit of setup, you can turn it into a media server, a private cloud, or even a VPN server. You can run Docker services and customize your system however you like without extra costs. The trade-off is that you're responsible for maintenance and updates yourself. Cloud services also offer extra features, but usually in fixed packages. But you are subject to their rules. Some providers even offer AI tools now, but for truly advanced features, you almost always have to pay extra, if they're even offered at all. If you want full control, value privacy, and want to save money in the long run, an ASUSTOR NAS is the better choice. It's especially worth it for tech enthusiasts and businesses handling large amounts of data. You control how your data is stored, accessed, and treated. The cloud is someone else's computer, and you don't have control over your data when it's in the cloud. But if you just want to store files without managing anything and only need a few hundred gigabytes, a cloud solution might make more sense. Even though we've been comparing these two options as if they're competitors, you don't actually have to choose just one. According to the 3-2-1 backup rule, you should always keep at least one copy of your data off-site. This could be a backup drive or an ASUSTOR NAS at another location or with a cloud service. This way, you get the best of both worlds: local control and security, plus protection from threats to your data that could affect the site you store your data storage solutions in, like fires or floods. Cloud and NAS don't have to compete. Together, they can be one of many options for maximum data security. If you have any questions about this topic, feel free to leave them in the comments. See you next time.